And Joseph went up from Galilee to Bethlehem with Mary, his espoused wife, who was great with child. And she brought forth a son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. And the angel of the Lord spoke to the shepherds, and said, I bring you tidings of great joy. Unto you is born a Savior, which is Christ the Lord.
There's a problem with this angel,
said a Pharisee who happened to be strolling by the stable. As he explained to Joseph, angels are widely regarded as religious symbols, and the stable was on public property where such symbols were not allowed to land or even hover.
Besides,
said the Pharisee,
there are no such things as angels, and telling a child that they're real will only hinder the child's emotional development. And I have to tell you, the whole thing looks very much like a nativity scene. That's a no-no, too.
Joseph had a bright idea.
What if I put a couple of reindeer over there near the ox and donkey?
He said, eager to avoid sectarian strife.
Just to clinch it, throw in a candy cane and a couple of elves and snowmen, too. No court can resist that.
Now, Mary asked,
What does my son's birth have to do with snowmen?
Snow persons,
cried a young woman, changing the subject before it veered dangerously toward religion. With the arrival of the three wise men, someone gasped.
They're all male, not very multicultural.
Balthazar here is black,
said one of the magi.
Yeah, but how many are gay or disabled?
A committee was quickly formed to find an impoverished lesbian wise person among the lame of Bethlehem. Thankfully, a calm voice said,
Be of good cheer, Mary. You have done well, and your son will change the world.
At last, a sane person, Mary thought. She turned to see a radiant and confident female face. The woman spoke again.
There is one thing, though. Religious holidays are important, but can't we learn to celebrate them in ways that unite, not divide? For instance, instead of all this business about Gloria in excelsis Deo, why not just season's greetings?
Mary said,
You mean my son has entered human history to deliver the message, hello, it's winter?
That's harsh, Mary,
said the woman.
Remember, your son could make it big in midwinter festivals if he doesn't push the religion thing too far. Centuries from now, in nations yet unborn, people will give each other pricey gifts and have big office parties on his birthday. That's not chopped liver.
One of the shepherds called out from the back of the crowd,
The prophet Micah wrote that out of Bethlehem would come a ruler to shepherd God's people.
That's just a myth,
said the head of the prophet seminar, who had just arrived with his committee.
We scholars have determined that the prophets actually said very little of what they are credited with saying, and everything they reportedly said about a Messiah was added years later by other writers.
How did you determine that?
We cast lots.
And Mary took Joseph's hand and said,
Joseph, tell me again what the angel Gabriel said to you about our son.
Squeezing her hand, Joseph answered,
He said that we should call his name Jesus, for he will save his people from their sins.
Mary looked down at her son and sighed deeply, and then said to no one in particular,
I wonder if they'll let him.
The end.
Merry Christmas.